866-5555, Jacksonville. He's Hacker.
Talk about a fried egg. I lasted about 5 minutes out there. I said, to heck with this. I'll do this in the morning. And I don't have any inside information. The lady that did it, she got in there. She made it happen.
And he doesn't shy away from opinion.
And I do enjoy drinking cold beer at ballparks. So if that makes me a baseball fan, then I'm a diehard baseball fan.
It's Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
And a very good Tuesday evening to you, Jacksonville. It is Hacker After Dark, 1010XL, 92.5 FM with Dylan Denmark. The Hacker Ryan Green with you. Glad you are with us. One day closer to the Jaguar preseason opener. Saturday night down at the stadium against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Of course, you will hear that game right here on your home for the Jacksonville Jaguars, 1010XL. We got a lot to do. We are with you until 10 o'clock. Tonight on the program, 2 more spots will be given away to the 2025 HFL, the Hacker Fantasy League. The draft is Thursday night, August the 21st at Twin Peaks. If you think you're one of the best fantasy football players that listens to 1010XL, your opportunity to prove that will be not once but twice tonight. If you can get into the HFL, a 16-team league, a live draft. We'll give you all the particulars later on, but a 16-team league is tough. You got to know what you're doing, but if you think you can do it, you'll have your opportunity to get in later on here tonight on Hacker After Dark. My training camp one-on-one this evening is with Jaguar rookie running back Laquent Allen Jr. out of Syracuse. I had the opportunity. By the way, it is his birthday today. I have no doubt he wanted nothing more on his birthday than to talk with us here on Hacker After Dark. So we granted him that wish. As you'll hear my one-on-one conversation with Jaguar rookie Laquent Allen Jr. Man runs hard, man. He runs violent. He's certainly turning some heads out there, and you will hear that talk in less than 15 minutes. And it's not every night you get to have 99 years of combined football coaching experience on your program. That is what I get to do tonight. The head coach, Dave Campo, will join me. 49 years for the head coach between college and the NFL. And then Mark Duffner, who spent 8 years as the linebackers coach here in Jacksonville from 06 to 13. That is added on to an additional 42 years that he spent in the college game and the NFL game. Mark retired after last season, where he was a defensive analyst with the Cincinnati Bengals. We're going to get Coach Duffner on pretty regularly during the year, hopefully, and that first conversation will be tonight. Again, can't wait to pick the brain of both Dave Campo and Mark Duffner. Again, Coach Duffner, 50 years coaching experience in both college and the NFL. Dave Campo comes up in about 25 minutes. Coach Mark Duffner will join me later on in the 9 o'clock hour. But we're glad you're with us. As you can tell, we are absolutely loaded on a Tuesday night. Every night here on Hacker After Dark, we do kick it off with a big deal of the night. And Dylan Denmark, let's do that right now.
Time now for the big deal of the night.
What's the big deal?
What is the big deal?
No big deal.
It is a big deal.
On Hacker After Dark.
I've been fortunate enough to be in the sports radio industry for 23 years coming up here and later on this month. Now, the first couple of years, I didn't go down to a lot of Jaguar things. I had other things to do, as interns tend to do. But I've been down at training camp pretty regularly for about the last 2 decades. But don't take my word for it. You'll hear it from Mark Duffner later on tonight, who's been around football for 50 years, 28 years of that in the National Football League. And you'll hear it from other people that we have on. Jaguar fans, this is different, what's going on here in Northeast Florida. And it's different because of what's transpiring with Travis Hunter. So today, down at the Miller Electric Center, the Jaguars are doing a team period, 11-on-11. Travis Hunter is on offense. He's got the teal offensive jersey on. Makes a couple of plays, comes off. But when he ran off, he was running off with a purpose. So that's why I was watching him. He ran right to one of the assistants, put on a white jersey over his teal jersey. The white jersey, of course, was the defensive jersey today. Ran right back over to the defensive sideline, and in the same team period, where he was just on the offensive side of the ball 3 or 4 plays prior, he is now on the defensive side of the ball as a cornerback. That's fun, man. You know, we love sports. I love sports. You love sports. It's why you're listening. It's why I do what I do. We are all sports fans. But every once in a while, we get lucky enough for something to come along that is just simply different. It's not the norm, not the regularity, not the, oh, I've seen that a million times before. I still love it, but I'm used to it sort of thing. That's Travis Hunter, man. This is different. I have never in my life seen a team period where one guy's playing wide receiver, comes off the field, puts on a defensive jersey, literally 3 plays later is back in the same team period on the other side of the ball. Will it work? Will he be the guy we all hope he is? Will he turn into the offensive rookie of the year or the defensive rookie of the year? Will he validate the draft capital the Jaguars gave up to acquire him? All good questions. I think we're hoping that the answer is yes to all of that, but we don't know. But one thing we already do know, and it's only taken 3.5 months to figure this out, from the draft to where we are now in early to mid-August. Regardless of what happens, really from here on out, Travis Hunter, this whole situation of playing offense and defense, this is different than what the NFL has basically ever seen, or certainly seen in a long, long time. And I hope you enjoy the ride like I enjoy the ride, because every morning I go out to the Miller Electric Center, literally the first thing I look for is what color jersey is Travis Hunter wearing. But if today's any indication, doesn't matter, because he'll be wearing both jerseys in practice probably from here on out. It's fascinating, man. It's good stuff. I thought the defense won the day today. Actually, I thought it was a pretty bad day on offense for the most part. There were a couple of bright spots. Cifphus made another crazy good catch downfield. That's Hacker After Dark karma is what that is. My man Joshua Cifphus, who joined me last night, getting after it again. Really good. I think it was from Johnny Wolford. Really good throw, really good catch. But by and large, I thought the starting defense and the defense in general won the day. The offense is going to have all day to stew on that. They're back in pads tomorrow. I'll be very interested to see what happens if the offense comes out with a little more fire in their belly for what is their last padded practice of the week tomorrow, leading into the first preseason game on Saturday against the Pittsburgh Steelers. As I said, my training camp one-on-one with Jaguar rookie running back Laquent Allen Jr. That comes up in less than 10 minutes. Also, the head coach, Dave Campo, joins me close to the bottom of the hour. We're with you till 10 o'clock. We're glad you're with us. Hacker After Dark on a Tuesday. And if you are a fantasy football player, if you think you're the best fantasy football player that listens to 1010XL, be listening in the next 10 minutes as we roll on here on a Tuesday night. It's Hacker After Dark.
There's a key that opens a very special door. The Jaguars locker room. Go in the locker room with Hayes Carline to get closer to the Jags. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
You don't think this would be a good moment to text somebody?
There's never a bad moment to share your opinion on the 1010XL text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Share your opinion
as soon as possible
at 641-1010.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, Jason, got a minute?
Always. What's on your mind?
This time of year, my air conditioner is running non-stop. Hot all day, hot all night. It has to run constantly just to keep up.
Well, that's what they do.
But if something happens to it in the middle of a 2-week heat wave, I'm in trouble, Jason. I can't wait 3 days or 2 days or even the next day for service. If you can't get someone here today, I'm sweating by tonight. What if it breaks, Jason?
You call me, pal. That's what we do. Bueller Air and Plumbing.
But you're probably swamped with calls from everyone else's AC that ran nonstop and then broke in a heat wave, so they called you because that's what you do.
But we always have room for an emergency. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, we have techs standing by because we know these things happen.
So I don't need to worry. Wow. That time you calmed me down without even using the sunglasses.
Oh, I was reaching for them.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Here's your 1010XL community calendar of local events and nonprofit groups helping people here at home.
Shuffle up and deal for a cause. Let's go all in to help others out. Join the Hold'em for Life poker tournament coming up September 20th at Blessed Trinity Parish Hall. Every hand helps the Women's Help Center support expectant mothers and newborns.
Find out how you can be part of the cure for blood cancer at the Light the Night Walk at ViStar Ballpark November 22nd. Take the first step at lightthenight.org.
Dreams Come True is a local wish-granting organization giving dreams and special times to local children battling life-threatening illnesses. Find out how you can help at dreamscometrue.org.
City Rescue Mission has been providing food, clothing, and love for over 70 years to the homeless in Jacksonville. If someone you know is struggling, learn more about the City Rescue Mission at crmjax.org.
You can find out how to share your community event at 1010XL.com.
Frank Franzi here for Coyle Fencing. Jacksonville's full of memorable sports moments. Remember Tiger Woods' 60-foot putt on the iconic 17th? Gary Coate called it better than most. Better than most. Well, Coyle Fencing is better than most. They're better than all. Coyle has been that for nearly 100 years. So if you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle & Sons today. That's at 904-356-4821 or visit CoyleJax.com. That's COYLE Jax.com.
The playoff-bound Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp are in full swing at the newly renovated ViStar Ballpark. Your home for affordable family fun. Tickets start at just $5. Fireworks after every Friday home game, and kids round the bases after Sunday games. Log on to jackshrimp.com for tickets and details. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
At Performance Painting, we've spent decades protecting commercial properties with durable, long-lasting coatings. And we can bring the same expertise when painting the exterior of your home. With industry-leading materials and a proven process, we extend the life of your home, reducing maintenance costs and preserving its value. Now, for a limited time, save $500 when you hire us to paint your home's exterior. Just mention 1010XL. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. 1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
My Jaguar training camp one-on-one conversation with Jaguar rookie running back Laquent Allen Jr. out of Syracuse comes up in less than a couple of minutes. Happy birthday, by the way, to Laquent Allen Jr. I believe he turns 21 years old today. He's one of the guys I'm pretty excited about seeing on Saturday night. We'll do more of this on Thursday and on Friday, certainly. But one of the guys that I am very, very excited about checking out on Saturday night, Laquent Allen Jr., Bayshell Tootin, a lot of those young Jaguars looking for an opportunity. And those are the guys that will get said opportunity coming up on Saturday against Pittsburgh. If you want the opportunity to prove that you're one of the best fantasy football players that listens to 1010XL, you need to get involved in the 2025 Hacker Fantasy League. The draft will be Thursday night, August the 21st. The location is Twin Peaks. They're at Atlantic and Kernan. 116-team league. Once you get in the league, we'll get all the information to you, rules, etc. That'll come up in the coming weeks, certainly. The one thing we do ask is that, A, you're available on Thursday night, August the 21st. And 2, that you bring some people with you. Bring the family out. Bring your buddies out. Look, having 16 people in one room would be wonderful and great, but not when you have a table for 4 or 5 and you're sitting all by yourself. That wouldn't be great, right? Bring the wife, bring the kids, bring the girlfriend, bring the buddies from work, whoever. Make it a night out, Thursday night, August the 21st. So if you think you're one of the best fantasy football players that listens to this radio station, well, now's your chance to prove it. Caller number 4 right now at 641-1010, and Dylan Denmark will hook you up with one of the 16 coveted spots for the HFL's return. First time in 3 years we're doing it. Haven't done it since 2022. 641-1010, and you will get one of the 16 spots for the 2025 Hacker Fantasy League. We'll take caller 4 right now. Also, right now, my Jaguar training camp one-on-one with rookie running back Laquent Allen Jr.
Now, Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors takes you in the locker room.
All right, Jaguar training camp wrapping up at the Miller Electric Center. We got Jaguar running back Laquent Allen Jr. with us here on 1010XL. First and foremost, happy birthday, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
I have no doubt there is nothing more on your birthday you want to do than talk to us here on 1010XL, so we certainly appreciate it.
For sure, and definitely be at practice, too.
I was telling you earlier, I had Jeff Nixon on, your offensive coordinator at Syracuse, when you got drafted.
That's my guy.
Just raved about you, man. Obviously, you meant a great deal to the people up at Syracuse. What does it mean to hear coaches talk about you so glowingly like that?
It means a lot, being able to have coaches like that and give me like a step forward. Before I came in, it was just the same about offense, but just different terminology and things like that. So I picked up things very quickly, thanks to him and, Coach Red over there and everybody on offense, just sitting down with me one-on-one and, teaching me the offense, teaching me pro style and things like that, and just, helping me throughout my journey.
Crazy time for you, man. Obviously, you get drafted. You're right into rookie minicamp. You're right into OTAs. Now you're veteran minicamp and now training camp. What have these last 3 months been like for you?
It's been amazing, life-changing, definitely. Being able to lock in with the vets and things like that and learn how to be a pro every day and carry myself like a pro. And it's been amazing, man.
One thing that's very apparent when we see you run the ball is you're going to run hard and you're going to run violently. That's what some fans say. I mean, you've laid the lumber to some people out here. Where does that running style come from?
Just comes from being me and, coming from my parents and, just taking their traits with me onto the field, definitely.
You finally get to hit somebody in another uniform on Saturday. How excited are you for your first preseason NFL game?
Yes, sir. I'm excited to go out there, perform with my teammates and come out with a win.
You and Bayshell Tootin, not a lot of draft classes have 2 running backs in it, and you guys come in together, obviously. What's that dynamic been like? Are you learning from each other?
Definitely learning from each other in that 1-2 punch and things like that. And, just trying to make each other better, on and off the field, ways to help us, take care of our body and things like that, like the cold tub, hot tub, sauna, like whatever, recovery and, extra work out here on the field, routes, blocking, running the ball. And it's just been amazing, having him as a teammate.
Final moments, Laquent Allen Jr., Jaguar running back, getting ready for the Pittsburgh Steelers on Saturday night. A couple of veterans in that running back room, ETN, Bigsby.
Yes,
I know I saw ETN do something today. You were the first guy out there to congratulate him.
Yes,
seems like a lot of chemistry in that running back room.
Not definitely. We're all close, from the top down. And, we just want to see each other win and get each other better and, be out there to perform every day at our highest level.
A lot of newness here. Obviously, you were not here last year. A lot of guys weren't here last year. Liam Cohen included in that. What do you like from the new head coach? What do you like from the new staff here in Jacksonville?
I like that, they like physical guys. They like guys to attack, defense and things like that, and, be tough at the end of the day. And I think I fit the script that they're looking for, and I just try to be that every day and be physical and attack people and, play fast and run hard.
As we wrap up, you're going to play in an NFL stadium on Saturday night in your first NFL preseason game. I mean, what does that mean to you? That's got to be an amazing feeling.
Definitely amazing feeling, but, you're going to treat it like, practice. You treat practice like a game, so, go out there, don't do nothing too much, don't do nothing too low, just do your job and play hard, play physical, and just be who you are.
Final question. When Laquent Allen's not running people over on a football field, what are some of your hobbies off the field? What do you think of the city of Jacksonville?
I love Jacksonville. I haven't got a chance to see it at all, but hopefully one day I get the chance to see it all. And I've been to the beach and things like that. They got lovely beaches, lovely people, lovely community. And, I'm a family-oriented guy. I like to be around family and things like that. And, just like to be there for my family. So, yeah.
Well, happy birthday, man. Best of luck Saturday night.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
There you go, Laquent Allen Jr. with us here on Hacker After Dark. As always, thank you to the Jaguar PR staff for helping us out. He was doing a lot of extra work after practice today, too. I'm noticing that from a lot of the guys. And I think that probably happens every year. We take more notice of it in the now than maybe when we look back, a year or two down the road. But when I'm down there every single day, you see a lot of guys after practice putting in extra work, putting in extra reps, putting in extra sprints. And you love to see it, right? Because, look, we talked about so many new guys on the team. It's not just the new guys, it's new young guys. I mean, you got like 30 rookies here. You got a lot of guys, 23, 24, 25, that this might be their last shot in the NFL. Maybe they didn't last on one team or another, and this is maybe their last opportunity to make it in the league. And these guys are battling out there, man. That's why, to me, preseason, I love to see the starters, and I want to see the starters. And look, we'll talk about seeing Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas Jr., tonight, tomorrow, once we get word from Liam Cohen, probably on Thursday, I would guess. But what does that mean? The starters play on Saturday night. A series? 2 series max? I mean, the game starts at 7. I got news for you. At 7:30, there's not going to be a starting player on the roster that's playing in that game. Saturday night is about the Laquent Allen Juniors. It's about the Bashel Tutons and the Jack Kaisers and the Wyatt Milums and the Joshua Cifphus. And it's also about, guys, I'm going to have Chad Muma on tomorrow. He's my training camp one-on-one. He's coming into year 4. He's in a battle for a roster spot. Luke Fortner, Javon Foster. Again, those young guys I'm talking about, there is significant competition for the 53-man roster spots here. I mean, normally, and maybe this was the case the last couple of years, at this point, if you were to tell me, all right, Hacker, it's August 5th, give me the 53 guys that'll be on the roster, I would bet you the last couple of years by now I could probably give you 47, 48 guys that would be on the final 53. Maybe I would have struggled with the last 4 or 5 or maybe 6 roster spots. This year, I'd feel pretty comfortable giving you 40 guys. I don't think I'd be comfortable giving you more than 40. I mean, there's a lot of competition out there. I'll have a better feel of it. I think we'll all have a better feel of it after Saturday night, and certainly after New Orleans. After the second game on the 17th, we'll have a pretty decent feel about who the 53 is going to be. But for the next 11, 12 days, I do think you're talking about potentially 10, maybe upwards of 13 or 14 roster spots that legitimately could be up for grabs. All those wide receivers battling for that 6th spot. You got a bunch of offensive linemen battling for spots 8, 9, and 10. A bunch of defensive linemen battling for probably spots 8 and 9. How does the defensive back room shake out with the injury to Monteric Brown? How does the interior D-line shake out with the uncertainty around Armstead and Mason Smith being on the PUP? You know, we mentioned Laquent Allen, who I just talked to. That running back room is fascinating because I think they're going to keep 4 guys. I think they're going to keep Bigsby, Etienne, Tootin, and Allen. I think all 4 are going to be on the roster. And I got to tell you something, too. Jackson, 38, the big kid out of Arkansas, I can't wait to see him on Saturday night. To me, he is a prime practice squad candidate because I've heard they really like him. I mean, you can't keep 5 running backs. That's just not realistic for a 53-man roster. But you can try to put him on the practice squad so you can keep him around. I know they're very, very high on that running back room. So we'll see. It'll shake out in due time. But as we sit here on August 5th, I think, at least me personally, I have a lot more questions about the final 53-man roster than I probably did in the last couple of years. One guy that's been through countless training camps as a head coach, a defensive coordinator, a position coach. Unfortunately, we're going to lose him to Dallas at the end of the month. Of course, I'm talking about my buddy Dave Campo. He and his wife are moving back to the Dallas area to be closer to their children and their grandchildren. But fret not, the head coach is still going to join us pretty regularly this year, if not every week, every other week. He's not going to be more than a phone call away. The head coach, Dave Campo, has been at every training camp practice. I spent the entire scrimmage with him on Friday night down at the stadium. I was with him today down at the Miller Electric Center. He's got a lot to say about things that are going on at Jaguar training camp, and he will join me next. On a Tuesday night here in Northeast Florida, Jacksonville, we're glad you're with us. With Dylan Denmark, I'm the hacker Ryan Green on your home of the Jaguars. It's 1010XL, and it's 92.5 FM. It's Hacker After Dark.
They were right. It could have waited. I can't believe it happened to me. Reaching to check my phone. Now my family has to hear that I'm never coming home again.
Officer?
I'm so sorry. I have some very sad news to share with you.
Every day, 9 people on Florida roadways don't make it home. I was one of the people that didn't make it home.
Ride with Do Not Disturb. Every trip, every time. Let's get everyone home safely. A message from Florida Department of Transportation, Target Zero. For more information, visit targetzerofl.com.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist is now offering ortho walk-in appointments. If you have an immediate need for orthopedic care, contact Southeast Orthopedic Specialist immediately. Avoid ERs and urgent care waiting rooms. For more information, go to se-ortho.com.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World, simply the best for less. And thank you for your business.
Mike Dempsey for Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacksonville Beach. If your roof's got any damage, if it leaks, if it's just old and ugly, call my friends at Apex Roofing. But Mike, roofs are so expensive. It's true, quality roofing is not cheap, but Apex Roofing has up to 100% financing available, so you don't have to compromise quality for budget. Apex Roofing, no shortcuts, no stress, just quality work with financing available. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacksonville Beach. ApexRoofingFL.com.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line.
Hello.
Your floor's missing piece.
Back here on 1010XL at 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville. We are glad you are with us. It is game week for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They will take on the Pittsburgh Steelers Saturday night in the preseason opener. Of course, you'll hear the game right here on 1010XL. Let's talk about camp. Let's go back to the scrimmage on Friday night. And let's also look ahead to Saturday night and preseason game number 1 with a man that knows all about the NFL preseason. He did it for decades as a head coach, a coordinator, and a position coach. That's, of course, my buddy Dave Campo, always kind enough to join us here on Hacker After Dark. Coach, how you doing?
Doing great. Thank you. Yeah, it's getting close. We're about ready to get going, and that scrimmage was pretty darn good.
You know, you and I had an up-close and personal view of the scrimmage. In fact, I think you and I made point to stand right next to you for basically the entire thing, because I love hearing your insight during something like that. And not to put words in your mouth, Coach, but I think you were very high on some of the things you saw at that scrimmage on Friday night.
Well, first of all, I think, as we stand here as media guys now, and I put that in quotation, we're evaluating not only the players on this team, but we're evaluating the coaching staff as well. And I am really excited about Liam Cohen and this staff. I just see a difference in energy and all the things that are involved. And I don't think there's another coach, including the one that I was with, Jack Del Rio here. I don't see another coach other than Coach Coughlin that would have done a 91-play scrimmage and got that many plays in. And listen, it wasn't tackled to the ground, but it was pretty darn physical on a hot day. So I was excited to see that. I thought Trevor Lawrence really came ready to go, and we've got some firepower, and hopefully if we can keep him upright, we're going to be a pretty darn good offensive football team.
Yeah, I thought Friday night was a good night for the offense. And it was nice to see Brian Thomas Jr., De'Ami Brown, and Travis Hunter. I thought all three of the wide receivers, Coach, flashed on Friday night during that scrimmage.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And don't forget about Strange now. Strange has done some good things. And I think he's, the tight end is going to be a factor. So I'm excited because I just get the feeling that Trevor is much more relaxed and is starting to pick up the scheme. We'll see how it goes. But he seemed to be getting the ball out on time and anticipation of where receivers are going to be. It's a timing attack. And I thought he did a pretty darn good job, actually, in that game-type situations.
The head coach, Dave Campo, with us here on Hacker After Dark. Coach, you were out there on the Tuesday practice as well this morning. And, look, you saw a lot of things you liked with the defensive drills even before the teamwork got underway.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I made a statement out there today to a number of people. I said, this is the best practice I've seen maybe since I've been here in Jacksonville, 3-4 years ago. But really, it was because I was really concentrating on the defense. And so I have to change that to this is the best defensive practice that I've seen since I've been around. And it's because of every individual drill they did, there was so much excitement and energy by the players. And it was all little things that you have to do that equate to game time. And then during the rest of practice, a lot of teamwork. I love the one-on-ones, and I really think this was a defensive day. I think actually this was not Trevor's best day, but I think it was because the defense cranked it up pretty good today. I thought they had an outstanding practice.
Coach, I hate to talk ill of anybody that can't defend themselves here, but you and I were talking this morning. It just looks different. The defensive drills look different this year than what we saw here a year ago. And if I noticed that, I know you absolutely have noticed that.
No question about it. And, again, drills are not just a drill. Drills are designed to do the things that person, whoever it is, whether it's a corner, a safety, a linebacker, it's things that he will do in a football game. And I think these guys have done a great job of, first of all, they've got stations going where they've got guys split up. They're getting many more reps, which you have to do now, even more than back in the day, because you don't have as much time with these guys or practice time or meeting time. And I think they're getting the most out of that. And the energy level, I think these guys the players have really bought in to what these guys are doing. And again, I don't like to talk ill about any other staff here, but at the same time, that's a lot to do with the coaching staff. Coaching is sales, and it's selling guys that what you're doing, what the head coach is doing, what the scheme does, what the drills do. All those things, are important in getting guys to buy in. And it really looks to me like this group has bought into this coaching staff.
Couple of more for the head coach, Dave Campo. Coach, also at Tuesday's practice, we saw Travis Hunter on offense. He then ran to get a new jersey, a defensive color jersey, and then got back in the same period on the defensive side of the football. Again, I've never seen that. I'm sure you guys probably did that with Dion perhaps back in the day. But what were your thoughts? We knew they were going to do that essentially at some point, and they began doing it on Tuesday morning.
Well, first of all, we never did that with Dion because it's two different situations. I mean, Dion had 3 or 4 plays on offense, and that's all he did, and he was a defensive player. This is a completely different situation where they're going to be counting on Hunter in certain situations where he's going to be on both sides of the ball a lot in a game. So today was just really a start to that, to where there could be a couple of series where, they move down the field and let's say they score a touchdown or kick a field goal, and he's right back out on the field defensively. So they have to kind of, set that up and let him get opportunities to do that in practice. And I think you'll see it a little bit more as it goes on in camp.
Coach, I want to end with Saturday night and preseason game against Pittsburgh. Before we get there, with Eric Armstead and Mason Smith both being sidelined, we've seen the Jaguars go out and add a couple of guys, including Austin Johnson earlier this week. Concern for you about the interior defensive line right now, particularly with no Armstead and no Mason Smith as we speak?
Definitely a concern. As a matter of fact, it's kind of gone with me from an increased concern with the 2 interior defensive guys than it is our offensive line right now. I still have some concerns there, but I see guys being on offense being flexible and being able to play a number of different positions. But defensively, first of all, I can't sugarcoat it. I'm disappointed that Armstead wasn't even there for practice. I if he's hurt, he's hurt. But, I guarantee you that back in the day, we never would have let a guy not show up for practice. I mean, even if you want to be with your teammates. And the concern is there that two of the guys that they were most, counting on, looking forward to, was the move of Armstead inside and Mason Smith, what his end game can be like. And neither one of them are out there. So, again, there's time left. There's 4 weeks left before we actually open up in a real football game. But Liam said today in the afternoon press conference that he isn't sure the guy's Armstead's going to be ready for the first game. So it's a little more of a problem than I think it was made out to be.
Coach, as we wrap up, Saturday night, preseason game number 1. Liam Cohen didn't say yet about the starters. We'll find out. I would tend to doubt it if I'm reading body language, but we'll see. But regardless, a first-year staff, a first-year head coach, what are they looking for Saturday night in the preseason opener?
Well, the first thing they're looking for, I think what they're going to do, and I'm convinced now in listening to him talk and this and that they're going to have another padded practice tomorrow, and they're going to get after it again. And I think the starters will get the major part of their work in these 2 days, today and tomorrow. And going into the preseason game, they may play a series. I really kind of doubt it, but there will be some starters. In other words, I'm not sure you're going to see Trevor Lawrence or you're going to see, I don't know who else, but I think there will be some guys that play more than others, depending upon what position they play. But really what you want to see in that game is to make sure that everything is going forward as far as discipline and guys being where they're supposed to be, and really find out what some of these back-end guys can do. And I'm talking about the second-team guys, the third-team guys. Hey, this roster is not set. There's a lot of guys that are going to have a chance to make this team in the next 2 games especially. I think the starters will play a little bit more in the next one, but even then, not a great deal because they're going to be practicing against the Dolphins in the second one, so the starters are going to get ones-on-ones a lot. So I think what you'll see in this game, he may talk to Tomlin, Cohen may talk to Tomlin and say, hey, look, do you want to play the ones for a series, or do we just go with what we've got, or, and they'll work something out to the betterment of each team's training camp.
Jaguars and the Steelers, Saturday night, preseason game number 1. Of course, you'll hear it right here on 1010XL. Coach, appreciate you as always. I'll see you out there at practice tomorrow.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot having me on, Hack. I'll see you tomorrow.
Rubbings Racing.
Trouble off turn number 2. A couple of cars spin. Kyle Busch is one of them.
This Sunday at Watkins Glen, powered by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234 and 1010XL.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I have to brag about my kids' success again. My daughter's success, thanks to our friends at Awaken 180. Now, you know my daughter, Amber, as I've been telling you, has been trying to drop some weight for a while. Couldn't really find the right means. Well, she's now been in the Awaken 180 program for close to a month, and you ready for this? She's dropped over 30 pounds. That's right, the number is real. 30 pounds in close to a month. That's with no shots, nothing extreme, just the right plan, the right food, proper coaching, all from the folks at Awaken 180. She already said it's affected her mobility, just her life in general. Man, she is happy. And that means her mother and I are happy too, I can promise you that. So if you're ready to kickstart your transformation, call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800, or visit awaken180weightloss.com. Get started on your weight loss journey. Call them today at Awaken 180.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Cooking with Prisco.
These things are wonderful. You're going to love it. Have a rollie.
Catch CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco every Friday afternoon on The Franchi Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Juice box. I'm a mom.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check. Oh, hot sauce. Take it.
Really? I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins, a balloon. Wait one sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 per month on Experience Beyond. Finance agreement $829.99 and qualifying ported. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay out via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
If your house feels like a Florida swamp and your thermostat's just throwing out suggestions, then it's time to call Duck Duck Air Conditioning.
They showed up fast, fixed it right, and even cleaned up after. My house is finally chilled, and so am I.
Whether your AC needs a quick fix, a full replacement, or just a little TLC, Duck Duck Air Conditioning has got you covered with fast and honest service. Call 904-862-6769 to get your cool back, or online at duckduckac.com. When your AC is stuck, call the Duck.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you become more active, reach your weight loss goals, and find your inner strength. Membership at the Y includes state-of-the-art facilities, a huge variety of fitness classes, and programs for all ages. It's easy to join the Y since it's affordable for all incomes. The Y is a great place to make connections and experience something new. Visit the YMCA near you or online at fcymca.org.
Hi, I'm John Haney from Clearwater Gutters and Drainage. After heavy rains, the problems are obvious. Mulch blown out of your beds, water standing around your foundation, and that fancy new crater back behind your bushes. Let Clearwater Seamless Gutters help you solve the problem spots.
Clearwater Seamless Gutters. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at gutters. And drainage, too.
Find out more at clearwaterjacks.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
Yeah, I texted Coach Tomlin last night, so we're touching base today at some point here to just get on the same page, about what they're doing, what we'd like to do ultimately. We'll have to ultimately make that decision tomorrow, but we're going to touch base today, yeah.
The head coach of your Jacksonville Jaguars, Liam Cohen, I think that's interesting, said that he's touching base with Mike Tomlin of the Steelers to find out what their plan is about playing starters on Saturday night, preseason game number 1. Pittsburgh's not going to play any of their veterans. I cannot, and we're going to go to Pittsburgh both tomorrow and Thursday, I believe, and kind of get the view of the Steelers coming down here. But for the life of me, I cannot imagine a scenario where Aaron Rodgers, Jalen Ramsey, DK Metcalf, Jonnu Smith, TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, where any of those guys play. I just cannot believe they would, but we'll see. It's early in the week. That's why we're going to wait a little bit and go to Pittsburgh. But that's at least where we are right now. Again, thank you to the folks at Jaguars.com for these Jaguar cuts of Liam Cohen from earlier today. Along those lines, Cohen was asked at the Miller Electric Center. It's a tough deal because you want to see the guys play. You want to see what you have, but you also have to worry about the injury concern when you're thinking about letting the guys go on Saturday night.
that is the ultimate debate. Oh, you know, it's not. I obviously came from being in LA. It was, shoot, your ones and twos don't really play, right? And so you're ultimately playing with a lot of younger guys, which is kind of that's the whole selling point in LA is you do that and it helps you get, you know, CFAs and get guys to come in because you know you're going to get a lot of great quality reps and film. Whereas in Tampa, we played some of the guys and got some quality work. So it's definitely a difficult decision that we've been wrestling back and forth with a little bit, but we'll have a better idea tomorrow.
And then finally, I remember, golly, it was about a week or so ago, I made this point about Liam Cohen. The guy speaks his mind, and I think it's so unbelievably refreshing. Whether you agree with what he says or not, he's not going to sugarcoat anything. Like, I think in the past here, Urban Meyer was in La La Land anytime you talk to him, so I would take that for what it is. Doug Marrone, I love Doug, but he was kind of aloof at times, right? Just said whatever. And Doug Peterson would never get after anybody, would never, you know, put his foot down and not necessarily call people out, but you would never really know if Doug Peterson was frustrated, happy. He was always basically the same guy no matter what. In a very short amount of time, we're figuring out you're going to know exactly how Liam Cohen feels about things. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's somewhere in between, you're going to know based on his reaction, which is a guy in the media I absolutely love and respect. So here's Liam Cohen, again, courtesy of Jaguars.com, talking about what he wants to see from the team before Saturday's preseason opener.
Less penalties. You know, I mean, it was great. We got Alex Kemp out here, a great, referee crew out here that did a great job. We met with them as a staff at 7 a.m. this morning. They will meet with our players, this afternoon. They'll also meet with the rookies and explain some of the rule changes from college to pro this evening. And so we are making a conscious effort, and the league is making a conscious effort at detailing formations, alignments, assignments, and motions is a huge part of the rules this year. The two men in motion, illegal formations, shaving the line of scrimmage. It all showed up today. All the things that they are trying to emphasize. So, long-winded way of answering your question. I'd like a little bit more discipline.
Yeah, look, I mean, he's asked, what do you want to see between now and Saturday? Less penalties. There were referees out there today, and the penalty flags were coming out a lot. You would expect that this time of year, but that's got to get cleaned up sooner rather than later. We're 33 days away from the Carolina Panthers coming in here when the game's actually going to count. Got to clean up those penalties. The Jaguars are not going to be good enough to overcome injuries, penalties, and miscues. If they play good football, aren't penalized very much, and can stay healthy, this team can compete in 2025. If they're committing 10 penalties a game and turning the ball over and are getting injured, well, it's going to be a long year. So one of those things, the penalties, you got to get corrected, and you got to get corrected soon. So I think Liam Cohen stated it very clearly. What do you want to see between now and Saturday? Less penalties. Again, you're going to know exactly what he's thinking when he steps up to that podium, which is something I absolutely appreciate. Speaking of appreciate, I appreciate all the folks last night and so far tonight that have tried to get into the Hacker Fantasy League Draft 2025. Twin Peaks, Atlantic, and Kernan is the location. Thursday night, August the 21st is the date. A 16-team fantasy draft, a fantasy league, the HFL, the Hacker Fantasy League. First time we've done it here in 3 years on 1010XL. If you think you're one of the best players that listens to this station, best fantasy players, well, now's your chance to prove it. Caller 4 right now at 641-1010, and you will get one of the 16 spots in the Hacker Fantasy League. Again, the two things we ask: be available Thursday night, August the 21st, and bring people with you. Bring the family. Bring some friends. Don't just come solo. We want an event. We want an environment. You're going to have a table for about 4, 5, 6 people. Don't sit there by yourself. Bring the family, bring the kids, bring the buddies for a night out. If you can do that, you can be in the Hacker Fantasy League. We'll take caller 4 right now, 641-1010. Coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, we'll give you a Jaguars training camp one-on-one with wide receiver Joshua Cifphus. Mark Duffner, 50 years of coaching experience in both college and the NFL, the last 28 of which were in the National Football League. I saw Coach Duffner at a practice today. Wanted to talk with him about the Jaguars. I think you'll really enjoy that conversation with a man that has seen it all in the game of football, 50 years on the coaching sideline. My conversation with Mark Duffner comes up in less than 20 minutes right here on a Tuesday night. It's Hacker After Dark.
Bringing the weekend to the weekday.
Work on three, 1, 2, 3.
1010XL.
The 2025 NFL season is just around the corner, and we can't wait for you to be back at the bank. Your Jacksonville Jaguars are starting off the preseason going head-to-head with the Pittsburgh Steelers Saturday, August 9th. Be at the bank as the Jags take the field for the first time this season and grab your tickets for a 7 p.m. kickoff by going to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you soon, Jags fans.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron. Totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens. Also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
This Day in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On August 5th, 1936, Jesse Owens wins the 200-meter dash, getting his 3rd Olympic gold medal in the Berlin Olympics.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Tired of wrestling with your shower curtain like it's a slip and slide gone wrong? Ditch the drama and say hello to a smooth, stylish glass shower enclosure from Baker Glass. Wago Glass is clean, elegant, and makes your bathroom look huge and brighter. Give your shower a makeover and feel like you're in a spa without the price tag. I'm Mac at Baker Glass. Call me and get ready to love your new shower. Let's make your shower great again. Remember, Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
If you're tired of weekend projects turning into weekend disasters, you're not alone. Building a fence isn't as easy as it looks. And let's face it, your neighbor still hasn't fixed his lopsided masterpiece. But Superior Fence and Rail makes it easy. Highly trained professionals, top quality materials, and a fence you'll love for years to come. Skip the stress and call the pros today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
You've got a lot on your plate. The last thing you need is car trouble. At Maxie's Mechanics, we help you keep your cars, trucks, and SUVs running safely. Visit MaxieAutoRepair.com today for honest service, reliable repairs, and peace of mind for you and your family.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This just in on Hacker After Dark.
So this was widely reported the last couple of days. We knew something was going to come down, and I guess it got announced within the last hour or so. This from the NFL Network Twitter/X account. ESPN to acquire NFL Network and other media assets from the NFL. Now, here's the way it breaks down. The ESPN NFL deal combines America's most popular sporting league and the world's most innovative sports media leader. ESPN will own and operate NFL Network, providing fans enhanced access to 24/7 coverage of the sport they love. The NFL will continue, this is important, the NFL will continue to own and produce NFL Red Zone and distribute it digitally through NFL Plus. ESPN will now distribute NFL Red Zone on traditional television. Wow. All right, more on that in a second. NFL Fantasy Football will merge with ESPN Fantasy Football, creating a best-in-class product for fans everywhere. So there's a lot to digest there. First and foremost, Red Zone. I think NFL Red Zone is like literally the best thing that has come on television in the last 20 years. I remember when it first started up, and this was probably back in 2010, 2011. I had no idea what it was. Right? I don't think anybody really knew what to expect. I remember turning on this NFL Red Zone thing, and I was blown away. Just, it was unbelievable. And still to this day, I mean, I watch as much Red Zone as I can. Now, certainly, with the Jaguars at 1 o'clock, it makes it a little tougher. But when the Jaguars go to halftime, or if they're at commercial, or certainly if they're playing a 4 o'clock game or the London week or whatever, I have it on NFL Red Zone as much as I can. It is incredible. But now I guess the idea, Denmark, is that whether it's, I guess it's going to be ESPN, you're not going to sign this big a deal and not put it on the mothership. I guess this means when NFL Sunday Countdown goes off the air at 1 o'clock, am I reading this right? That Scott Hansen's going to come on ESPN for the next 6 hours?
Yeah, that's I think that's what the plan is.
Not this year. Now, this will start, I'm assuming, next year.
Yeah, and they said they're not going to change anything, which I'll be surprised if they keep it the same. I mean, ESPN's going to want to tinker with it and probably do something to, because that's what, I mean, going from a platform where you pay now to traditional TV, I think is going to be a lot different. I mean, ESPN putting something on their network and not having a commercial for 7 hours just kind of seems crazy to me. That's the biggest thing that I'm just like a normal person. I want to see what Red Zone is. Apparently ESPN's getting more games out of this, regular season games, and the fantasy football thing I don't really care for. But apparently the NFL and ESPN are going to merge.
Pro Football Talk has tweeted this out. Florio and the boys in the last couple of minutes. The NFL will own now 10% of ESPN. Factor that into any and all reporting ESPN does on League Matters. That's interesting, that the NFL will have a 10% ownership in ESPN as a whole. So certainly a lot to digest tonight. But the bottom line is you have a pretty huge merger here between ESPN and the NFL Network. Let me see. There's a couple of more things. That's just a statement. Roger Goodell has released a statement on this. Since its launch in 2003, NFL Network has provided millions of fans unprecedented access to the sport they love. Whether it was debuting Thursday Night Football, televising the Combine, or telling incredible football stories through original shows and breaking news, NFL Network has delivered. The network's sale to ESPN will build on this remarkable legacy, providing more NFL football for more fans in new and innovative ways. So there you go. ESPN has bought the NFL Network. The NFL will own 10% of ESPN, according to Pro Football Talk. And I guess the big story is the NFL Red Zone. Now, not this year, but I guess in 2026 would be my assumption. the NFL Red Zone, based on how I'm reading this, will now be on, I guess, ESPN, or maybe ESPN2 will be on cable from 1 o'clock to 7:30 every Sunday, which is going to make a lot of people's lives a whole lot easier. Halftime, Hacker After Dark, 1 hour down, 1 hour to go. We'll take you up till 10 o'clock tonight. Remember, former linebackers coach with the Jacksonville Jaguars, a man that spent 28 years on the NFL coaching sidelines, Mark Duffner. He joins me in about 15 minutes or so. But right now, a Jaguar training camp replay. Had the opportunity to catch up with Joshua Cifphus on Sunday down at the Miller Electric Center. Cifphus had another really good catch today in practice. So I thought, what the heck? We'll bring you this Hacker After Dark replay. My training camp one-on-one with wide receiver Josh Cifphus.
Now, Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors takes you in the locker room.
All right, the Jaguars wrapping up another day of training camp out here at the Miller Electric Center. It's game week all of a sudden. We got Jaguar wide receiver Joshua Cifphus with us here on 1010XL. Joshua, how we doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Just had a good practice. The energy was there. I'm just looking forward to the game week.
I saw you getting some extra reps in after practice. A lot of wide receivers are doing that. That's part of it, right? The practice is long, but you still want to get those reps in at the end.
Yeah, for sure. It's just building more chemistry, you know. The better chemistry, the easier it is to make those plays whenever a DB's on my back and the quarterback's making a better throw.
The talk, Joshua, among the media and the fan base is that you're having a good camp. I don't know if you hear that in the city, but that's certainly the conversation. Do you feel that? Do you feel like you've had a good camp so far?
Yeah, for sure. I think I've had a good camp. And like you said, I feel the energy that's been around me as far as me having a good camp. But just like I've been telling everybody else, I had a good camp last year as well, and it didn't translate in the preseason. So my expectations have risen. The things that I've been doing are now normal, so I'm just looking to transform to the game.
Speaking of last year, 12 months removed from your rookie campaign, how is your game different from where it was this time last year?
I think I'm better with the details. Last year I was kind of walking on eggshells. I didn't know if I was going to be here or not, so it kind of made me be in my head a lot, kind of overthink things, and now I'm a lot more relaxed, and I'm just going out there to play ball. I've been doing this for 20 years now, so it's just second nature.
Obviously a very different wide receiver room than what we had a year ago. Diami, Travis, we'll talk about that wide receiver room. How different is it?
Man, it's different. You go from a couple older vets and Gabe and Christian Kirk to now you got younger vets who've been doing it and can show you just as much as they can tell you, you know. Not that C. Kirk and Gabe couldn't, but those guys are a lot more hands-on, I feel like. And then, you know, Travis being in the room, again, the greatness that he brings, the energy that he brings is all contagious, and it only makes our receiver room better. We got a lot of good guys, and we only push each other. So just like the saying, iron sharpens iron, we've been sharpening each other.
A couple of more for Jaguar wide receiver Joshua Cifphus. We talk about it being game week. How excited are you to go out there and compete against somebody else? You know, you go through mini camp, OTAs, training camp. You're kind of in the dog days now. You finally get to hit somebody in another uniform on Saturday night.
Yeah. On Saturday, it's no more protected team. We going out there, balls to the wall. We playing football. You know, it's tough, gritty. It's a violent game. So that's what we want to go out there and show.
William Cohen comes in here. Casual fans, and for that matter, guys like me in the media, will we see a difference in the offense? Will a casual fan on Sunday afternoons this year see a noticeable difference between what Doug ran last year and what Liam is running this year?
I believe we will. Just in that, I would say you can look forward to us running the ball efficiently. You can see us having explosive plays, getting the ball downfield, and everything in between. I think Liam and Grant do a great job of getting their playmakers the ball no matter who it is. Anybody in the receiver room, anybody in the running back room. And I believe that's what y'all see.
Joshua, as we begin to wrap up, sometimes Travis Hunter is in the huddle with you. Sometimes you're competing against Travis Hunter. What's that dynamic been like?
Man, it's been cool. It's been cool because, you know, like, you don't see that. It's been however many years since Deion did it, you know what I'm saying? So, man, it's very unique. It's fun. Again, the energy that he brings, is contagious on offense or defense. And then it's fun in the classroom as well, because we'll be in the classroom and we'll see him on the other side. And then if he loses, we'll talk. And if he wins, then, he'll talk. So it's an interesting dynamic. It's a fun dynamic. And it's a great thing to see.
Final question. You were here last year. The roster turnover has been unbelievable this offseason. From where the fan base was at the end of last year, obviously a disappointment for everybody, but the excitement in the city is palpable. I mean, they are pumped about this season starting. You guys get back under the lights Saturday night, and a lot of fans will be down here for the preseason opener. Kind of what's your message to Jaguar fans that are coming out Saturday night?
Man, just come out. Show support, show the love that you have for Jacksonville and the Jaguars. And we're going to go out there. We're going to play the best football that we can and give you all the show.
Joshua Cifphus, best of luck Saturday. We'll be watching.
Yes, sir. Thank you all.
Get hit by the man in the back, Tommy Mack.
I'm bringing you straight to the gridiron to show you what it's like to put on the Jags helmet and pads.
Fridays on Jaguars Today. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, 2 locations in Jacksonville.
One man, one hammer. One place to hear it drop. Hammer Time with Hayes, weekdays on The Frangie Show.
On 1010XL, driven by Kia on Atlantic. Southside Kia is now Kia on Atlantic.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
Let's get the work done.
Training camp is here.
Up, quick feet, quick feet, quick feet.
1010XL's training camp coverage is backed by Roland Reach Plumbing and Green Acres Sporting Goods.
Go, here we go. Let's go. It's live now. Let's go.
Yo, Jacksonville, Hickens Hype. Checkmate Coatings crushes it with floors I'd put in my own pad.
I'm Brendan with Checkmate Coatings. We coat it all. Garages, pool decks, driveways, and patios. Be the envy of your neighbors.
Rush to checkmatecoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold's recently hit an all-time high at over $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Denny Thompson here. Look, don't get left in the dark. We're all trying to reason with hurricane season, so at least be prepared. For top-of-the-line generators in Jacksonville, I turn to Tyson. Licensed pros at Tyson deliver reliable, whole-home standby generators and provide fast repair service. They even do custom installations for local businesses, so don't wait. Ensure seamless installation and peace of mind. Call Tyson now, 904-762-1000 for a free estimate on generator services. TysonInc.com.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. As temperatures warm up around us, ants come out in droves. And when they move into your home or business, it's unnerving. Terminix knows that ants add up fast, but Terminix subtracts them faster because living with ants isn't any fun. When ants show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with an ant problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line.
Hello.
Your floor's missing piece.
Back here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville, we are glad you are with us. The Jaguars and the Steelers, preseason week number 1, Saturday night. Of course, you'll hear the game right here on 1010XL radio with the kickoff at 7 o'clock. Let's talk about preseason week 1. Let's talk camp. Let's talk Travis Hunter and all points in between. And let's do that with a man that has spent literally 50 years of his life in the coaching profession, both as a college coordinator, position coach, head coach, and then many, many years as well in the National Football League, including 8 years right here with the Jacksonville Jaguars. His name is Mark Duffner, and Coach is always kind enough to join us here on 1010XL. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Ryan. Thank you very much for having me on.
Hey, Coach, it's a real pleasure. And let's first and foremost begin with 50-year coaching career. Absolutely incredible. It's retirement time for you. You and your family have moved back to the Jacksonville area, and we're going to hopefully have you on periodically during the season. I'm certainly looking forward to that, and I know you're probably very excited to be back in Jacksonville.
Oh, absolutely, Ryan. Actually, when we came here to coach with the Jaguars in 2006, we kept our home here in Ponte Vedra, so we never really left in terms of a full-time residence. But after the 2013 season, I left the Jags to go to Miami, and then was with Tampa and the Cincinnati Bengals. So I've been kind of living in an apartment during the 11 months of the year at those different locations. But yeah, very happy to be back in Ponte Vedra and Jacksonville, and certainly excited about what looks like a heck of a season coming up for the Jaguars.
And I want to talk Jaguar football with you, but again, 50 years, Coach. Have you taken time in the last couple of months to reflect back on what was just an incredible coaching career that you had?
Well, yeah, Ryan, I've been very, very blessed. I mean, geez, well, I had 22 seasons that have the privilege to coach in college football, 11 of those as a head coach, and had a great opportunity to start coaching for probably the best coach in college football at the time, Woody Hayes at Ohio State. Got my master's there, and then to also have the privilege to be a head coach in college for 11 years, both at Holy Cross and at Maryland, and then to get in the NFL, which really, to be honest, Hacker, I never really had an interest in until, I got fired at Maryland, and an opportunity presented itself with the Cincinnati Bengals, and then to have 28 seasons there, just unbelievable. This was the first camp in 50 years I haven't been coaching in, so it was, I'm been very grateful, very thankful, very blessed, and just been very, very fortunate all along those years.
Well, one of the things that I always take note of, again, Coach Mark Duffner here with us, you were out at camp earlier today, and former players, colleagues of yours, former coaches of yours, they all came up to say hello to you. They all came up to see what you were up to and what was going on. So it's obvious, Coach, that you had an effect on an awful lot of people. I saw an interaction with you and Fred Johnson. Obviously, you coached Fred with Cincinnati when he was up there. He was very excited to see you. That must have been a very cool moment.
Oh, it certainly was. And, again, so many people, so many great people in the Jaguar organization, to have a chance to reconnect with them and see them. And then the coaching staff, heck, about half the current coaching staff with the Jaguars I've coached with at some point along the way in the NFL. And then, as you mentioned, having a chance to see some players, Big Fred, it's been awesome. So, no, to say it was a terrific day is probably still is an understatement. What I was able to experience today at the stadium.
Well, let's talk about it, Coach. You were down there earlier. I felt unbelievably privileged because I had you on one side of me, Dave Campo on the other side of me. I mean, what are we talking about? 80 or 90 years of coaching experience, and I'm just trying to listen to you guys talk. And both you guys, defensive guys certainly, both of you seem pretty fired up at some of the drills that were going on with the defensive staff today.
Oh, I really was, and I know Coach Camps was too. First of all, I mean, they started right out at all positions, working on tackling and with different drills, whether it was a wrap and roll drill that they had or a knock the stiff arm down, tackling the tackling wheels or donuts. I mean, the fundamental emphasis I saw early by all the positions tackling was excellent. And you can't do enough of that, especially in today's ball where, the full contact is so limited that you've got to stay sharp in tackling. Obviously, that's the most critical component on defense. And then just the rest of their individual with their block protection drills, their movement drills. Every drill seemed to have they weren't just drilling to drill. They were trying to get better at fundamentals, and it always has been. That'll be the foundation for their success. No, I was most impressed. And, another thing, Hacker, when they went to one-on-ones in pass rush drills today, it's typical that you'd have the outside backers and the linebackers go against the running backs and tight ends. But they got the safeties involved and some of the DBs, and that's critical. Oftentimes you'll drop a pressure or a blitz, and it involves a secondary player. But if you haven't drilled them in mechanics and allowed them to go in one-on-one pass rush and learn how to win at the top of a rush, you're falling short. So I was very impressed with what was going on in practice. Their team periods had great tempo. Looked like they were very well scripted out. So this was I think a very positive day for the Jaguars and in particular defense.
A couple more from Mark Duffner. Coach, as you mentioned, 28 years of NFL coaching experience. We have quite the situation here in Jacksonville with Travis Hunter. There was a period today where he's wearing the teal offensive jersey. He then runs over, puts on a white penny jersey really quick, just slides it over his helmet, and then bam, he's back out in the same drill on the defensive side of the ball. I've obviously never seen anything like that. What was your reaction?
Well, I've never seen anything like that, certainly in pro football. And to see how seamlessly he handled that was most impressive, and that's a tribute to him and his coaching staff here. This guy is a rare athlete. I mean, not the fact that he's playing two ways. That obviously has a certain statement about it, but I watched him just move, and he's a very smooth, quick, sudden athlete that I think is going to be a major weapon for them, explosive weapon for them on offense, and certainly a guy that you'll have to reckon with if you're playing against him when he's on defense. So they hit and get in kind of what I would refer to as a true twofer, a guy that can, you get so many miles out of him. And much like, frankly, this nickelback that they've got here. I mean, I thought that, this guy, in terms of what he does in the secondary here, I'm talking about Jordan Lewis. You're getting a twofer there, a guy that can play nickel corner and play also corner. So, very, very positive in terms of what I see in their personnel. When I was in college football, we had a good player at Holy Cross by the name of Gordy Lockbaum, who was a two-way player for us, and wound up being a Heisman Trophy candidate, fifth his junior year and third his senior year. And we went through practice much like what I kind of observed a little bit today, that being at the collegiate level, but in college and the NFL, haven't seen it, but it looks like the team and the staff and certainly, the player is up to doing this. So Hunter is a very impressive player.
Final moments with Coach Mark Duffner with us here on Hacker After Dark. Coach, as we mentioned, preseason week number 1, Saturday night, the Pittsburgh Steelers roll in. For a first-time head coach and Liam Cohen, a couple of first-time coordinators, and Grant Udinski, Anthony Campanile, it's going to be their kind of first dress rehearsal as well in those new roles. What is your hope to see, your expectation for Saturday night? How would you handle it if you were them as far as, playing time for guys, that sort of thing?
Well, I think that they'll have I think they already do have a pretty good handle on how they want to, have players take reps and so forth. I'm sure that's a discussion that's been going on for a while and probably will go on for the next couple of days as they determine, what roles and numbers of reps their players are going to have. But this experience coming up will be priceless for them. I mean, it's going to be priceless for this whole coaching staff. It's going to be priceless for this team. Anytime you can go against an opponent, and certainly a quality opponent like the Steelers, that the experience is is, as I said, very, very valuable. I listened to the scrimmage, the inter-squad scrimmage they had the other night. I thought that sounded very, very good. Again, a great experience for first-time head coach, first-time coordinators, first-time staff together, offense, defense, special teams. So I think it's going to be very, very good for them. I think the evaluation of the mechanics that they're going to put together as a staff and also as players is going to be, again, very, very valuable. The player evaluation, seeing how people react to situations that are game-like and not game-like, truly game, even takes it another notch up from the inter-squad scrimmage. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun for them, but a lot of going through this early on as a first-time staff in particular, it'll be, I said, again, a tremendously valuable experience.
Coach, final question. We got about 60 seconds to go. The outcome doesn't matter on Saturday night, right? You just want to see good, solid work. But for the young guys, the rookies, the undrafted free agents, I mean, what an opportunity that they have.
Without a doubt, Hacker. And that's the thing you don't want to lose sight of. There's a lot of guys that are busting their tail out there to make this team, to make an impression, to show that they can play, and play not only for the Jaguars, but also for other teams in this league. So these opportunities are, as I've been saying all along, are priceless to everybody. And, you're just hoping like crazy that when you're able to play in these games, that you're able to put your best foot forward and show the best that you can contribute to a team, whether it be the Jaguars or one other team if you don't make the team, if you get cut in the process. But priceless opportunities for everybody. I hope everybody stays healthy as far as that's concerned, but I think there'll be a lot gained across the board in terms of what the Jaguars are going to gain from the experience again in the game against Pittsburgh.
Mark Duffner, the 50 years of coaching experience, very, very unbelievable, valuable resource, and we'll hopefully have Coach on pretty regularly with us here on Hacker After Dark. Coach, thank you for the time. We'll talk again soon, pal.
All right, Ryan. Thank you very much. Again, enjoy your show. Enjoy all you're doing.
There you go. Today was a cool day for me because, again, I'm standing out there at the Miller Electric Center. I got Dave Campo on one side of me, 49 years of coaching experience. I got Mark Duffner on the other side of me, 50 years of coaching experience. You're talking darn near 100 years between those two guys of being on the sideline and just listening to them talk about things that they're seeing. That was a cool moment. That was kind of a surreal moment. Really enjoyed that and was happy that I was able to bring both guys on the program tonight. It's not every night that you get to bring two gentlemen on that have 100 years basically of head coaching, coordinator, or position coaching experience in both college and the National Football League. And I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. And Mark Duffner, man, he's good. He's good. We're going to have him on periodically, certainly, as the season gets underway here on Hacker After Dark. Coming up next, we'll get into the world of college football. We're going to get back into Travis Hunter, but also I want to talk about Florida, Billy Napier, DJ Lagway. How about former Florida Gator All-American wide receiver Riedel Anthony? Riedel is going to join me coming up in less than 15 minutes. One of the best wide receivers to ever play at Florida. What are the challenges Travis Hunter is going to have from going from wide receiver to defensive back? I'm going to ask Riedel Anthony. He was an unbelievable athlete at Florida, along with Ike Hilliard, Jaquez Green, and everybody. Did Riedel ever think about playing on both sides of the ball? That'll be a fun conversation that comes up in less than 15 minutes. With Dylan Denmark, the Hacker Ryan Green with you. Jacksonville, we're glad you're with us on this Tuesday night in Northeast Florida. It's Hacker After Dark.
Got a clogged drain that just won't quit? It's time to bring in the pros. Duck Duck Rooter.
I called Duck Duck Rooter for a clogged kitchen drain. They showed up fast and had it cleared in no time. No mess, no stress.
We've seen it all. Grease clogs, hairballs, mystery goo from the deep. Whatever's blocking your pipes, we'll get it flowing again. Call 904-862-6769 now to schedule your drain cleaning service. That's 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the duck.
Blue here for the blue. Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Hacker here with a cool story to share with you guys. Everybody knows I've lost a lot of weight thanks to the great folks of Awaken 180 Weight Loss. But how about this? I went into my closet a couple of days ago, pulled out a shirt from 2019, and was able to put it on for the first time in over 6 years. That's what happens when you lose over 100 pounds thanks to Awaken 180 Weight Loss. The guidance I get from Coach Kate, I've met with her every week, every step of the way. She was encouraging me. She was guiding me. She was giving me instructions. It made the plan so simple, and the weight absolutely fell off. Look, if it's time for you to lose weight, like it was for me, do yourself a favor. Do your family a favor and call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800, or go to awaken180weightloss.com. They can change your life. I know this because they've changed mine. Now it's your turn. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Experience the Jacksonville Rock Orchestra as they bring to life the legendary sound of Journey.
Took the midnight train going anywhere.
Feel the power of Faithfully. Rock out to Wheel in the Sky and sing every word of Don't Stop Believing. Friday, August 8th at the historic Florida Theater. One epic night of the Jacksonville Rock Orchestra featuring Journey. Get your tickets at floridatheater.com.
Mike Dempsey for Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacksonville Beach. If your roof's got any damage, if it leaks, if it's just old and ugly, call my friends at Apex Roofing. But Mike, roofs are so expensive. It's true, quality roofing is not cheap, but Apex Roofing has up to 100% financing available, so you don't have to compromise quality for budget. Apex Roofing, no shortcuts, no stress, just quality work with financing available. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacksonville Beach. ApexRoofingFL.com.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
Former Florida Gator All-American Riedel Anthony joins me in less than 10 minutes right here on Hacker After Dark. Preseason week number 1 in the National Football League actually gets underway Thursday night. It'll go into Friday, into Saturday, and I believe into Sunday. It's going to be 4 days. Every team plays at least one preseason game during that 4-day stretch. A couple of things that stood out in the NFL world today. Keenan Allen back to the Chargers, right? That's interesting. So he goes to, where'd he go? Chicago last year for literally one season, and now back to Los Angeles, and he's going to replace Mike Williams, who also came back to L.A. and then decided to retire. So a really interesting couple of weeks for the Chargers as they essentially brought both Mike Williams back and now Keenan Allen back, but Mike Williams retired, so now Keenan Allen is looked to replace Mike Williams. Hope you could follow along with that. But nevertheless, long story short, Keenan Allen is back in a Charger uniform. Shedeur Sanders to start the preseason opener for the Cleveland Browns. Now, Cleveland does have some injury problems at quarterback. It is thought that Joe Flacco will be the starter. That's why he's not playing in preseason game number 1. But Denmark, I got to tell you, man, the Cleveland preseason game will now be sort of worth watching, right? Because I think a lot of people are at least curious how Shedeur Sanders will do out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was already going to be must-see because I mean, Flacco's probably wasn't going to get a lot of playing time anyway. It was going to be between, Gabriel and Shador playing time wise. So it'll be a lot of eyes are going to be on them. Them, Travis Hunter, and a lot of the other rookies for the NFL in the preseason.
And maybe the biggest quarterback position battle there is in the AFC South with the Indianapolis Colts. Colts head coach Shane Steichen announced today Anthony Richardson will start on Thursday, play the entire first quarter, and then get probably a series in the second quarter where Daniel Jones is only going to play a little bit in the second quarter, and then that will be reversed in game number 2. Daniel Jones will get the start and then play a little bit into the second quarter in game 2, followed by Anthony Richardson there at the end of game 2 in the second quarter. Ian Rappaport, let's see what we got here. Oh, wow. Okay. Denmark, let's do this or that just in.
This just in on Hacker After Dark.
Interesting. Pittsburgh Steelers are coming into town Saturday. Ian Rappaport tweeting out moments ago, rookie quarterback Will Howard banged his throwing hand in practice today, suffered a fractured small bone in his hand. Well, I guess that means we're going to get a lot more of Mason Rudolph because Aaron Rodgers is not playing on Saturday. I'd be flabbergasted if Rodgers went out there for any period of time. I guess without Will Howard this close to game time for preseason game 1, Denmark, I guess the Jaguar fans will get to see a fair amount of Mason Rudolph, which isn't half bad. I mean, Rudolph was a starting quarterback in the league last year for a couple of games, so you could do a lot worse than having your defense compete against Mason Rudolph in week 1 of the preseason.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm a degenerate or not, but I know the line was a 1.5. The Jags were a favorite. Now it's moved to 2.5. So Will Howard was worth a point within the last 30 minutes. So I don't know if I'm a gamble yet or on the game or not. I don't know how the Steelers' backups are.
Yeah, we'll certainly see how that goes. Again, we'll go to Pittsburgh later on this week. Ray Fittipaldo is one of my guys up there with the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Also, Jared Bailey of the Sporting News will get the Steeler perspective, not only on this game, but more so as the 2025 regular season approaches. College football camps are open. Let's talk a little Florida Gator football, and let's also talk a little Travis Hunter with one of the best wide receivers to ever play at the University of Florida. He was an All-American in Gainesville. He won a national championship. His name is Riedel Anthony, and he joins us next. Riedel Anthony with me right here on a Tuesday night in Jacksonville. It's Hacker After Dark.
It's a new season.
I like where this team's headed.
A new era.
The fan base has been great.
A new hope.
We're all here to win.
Yes! This is where the dream begins. The Pittsburgh Steelers, Saturday at 7 on 1010XL.
Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
Like a lot of guys, Jacksonville's Mitch Fandle thought he could get a better deal on his engagement ring at one of those well-known big-box corporate jewelry stores at the town center. But then he discovered locally owned Beard's Diamonds.
Beard's had by far the largest selection.
And he couldn't believe the no middleman prices at Beard's.
We were able to afford, it was probably twice the size of what she wanted, stayed within my budget. I wanted to buy her a bigger ring than she wanted to get. Kind of a win-win for everybody.
But the best part, Mitch didn't feel like a number number at Beard's. He got personal one-on-one attention with zero pressure.
Some of the other stores that we did go into, they were big corporate chains, so that might have played a factor into us not really getting the service that I was looking for.
Beard's Diamonds, with no commission salespeople and owners who are right here in Jacksonville.
Keeping local dollars in Jacksonville and in the community is great.
Beard's Diamonds.
Anybody that I know, I want them to shop at Beard's. You're going to get a great experience.
At St. John's Town Center.
Learn the secrets to bring your A game on the Edwin Watts Golf Hour.
Yeah, well, you really crushed that ball off the tee, I'll tell you what.
Learn the latest on new equipment from all the major manufacturers on the Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Saturday morning at 10 on 1010XL.
You've got a lot on your plate. The last thing you need is car trouble. At Maxie's Mechanics, we help you keep your cars, trucks, and SUVs running safely. Visit MaxieAutoRepair.com today for honest service, reliable repairs, and peace of mind for you and your family.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
Back here on 1010XL at 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville. We are glad you are with us. The Jaguars and the Steelers preseason game number 1 comes up Saturday night. Of course, you'll hear the game right here on 1010XL. It's not just the NFL guys that are getting going either. All the camps in college football are open. In fact, the Gators have been practicing now for over a week, going into Billy Napier's 4th season as the head coach. Let's talk to a man that was an All-American at the University of Florida. He then went on to play 6 years in the National Football League, one of the best receivers to ever play in Gainesville. Riedel Anthony, always kind enough to join us here on 1010XL. Riedel, it's been a little while, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. Yeah, it has been a while. I'm happy we finally have gotten back together and able to talk some sports. And I see you've been doing a great job recently and continue your success.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's been a busy time of year. And I want to get to a couple of topics with you, but let's begin with your bread and butter. As I mentioned, you were an All-American at the University of Florida. Billy Napier entering year number 4 on the job at your alma mater. Riedel, what is your thought about Billy Napier heading into his 4th season in Gainesville?
I think he's doing a great job, and he's sticking to his process. You know, he's getting guys in there that fit, you know, the type of program he's trying to build there in Gainesville, and it seems to be coming together. You know, in sports nowadays, especially, well, football, no matter what level it is, you have to have a quarterback. And he seems to find his quarterback that fits his system. And this year did a great job of going out and getting, you know, a good young group of receivers. And the backfield, you know, they're going to be 2 years in. So it should be, you know, skill-wise, definitely an upgrade in Gainesville. You just got to get the O-line.
You know, I've talked to a lot of alumni at Florida recently, Ben Troop, D. Webb, a couple other guys as well. And the vibe I've gotten from them is they like Billy Napier maybe a little bit more than the fan base does. Theatric Faison was another one I've talked to recently. Are you in that boat? Are you a little higher on Billy than maybe some of the Gator fans are?
Yeah, and, you know, I think it's his, you know, personality or his demeanor. You know, outside looking in, you'll think he's not approachable. But once you meet him or whatnot, he's a great person. You know, knows a lot about, obviously, football, and he'll take the time to explain to you what his goals are, or what the team is expecting, what his expectations. And he's always been cool towards me. And, you know, the guy is fighting for his life every day. He can't please everybody. Every day he wake up, he got to find a way to make sure the Florida Gators football team wins. So if he come off a little standoffish, hey, I think the person that feel that way need to go look at themselves or try to put themselves in a position of the job he has.
Couple of more for Riedel Anthony, was an All-American wide receiver at the University of Florida. He's with us here on 1010XL in Jacksonville. You mentioned quarterback. You obviously played with a great quarterback in Danny Warfel. They hope DJ Lagway down there in Gainesville can be the next in line. Some injury concerns this offseason, Riedel, no doubt about that. But assuming Lagway's healthy, I imagine you have to like what you see from the Gator sophomore quarterback.
Oh, definitely. And, the injury stuff is, I would not have any concerns with that young man. He's 19 years old, and he's probably in the best shape of his life. And, the injury is going to happen, and especially when they say nagging. I mean, the guy's a specimen. He don't care a lot of body fat. So any little thing he does going to bring on the nagging injuries. So I wouldn't be concerned with that. But, hey, I am more than happy with our quarterback situation, especially the starter in Lagway. And I feel like he's going to grow a lot this year, realizing some of those off-balance throws don't work in the SEC, like in high school. And, once he settles down and just do more of the simple plays, like hit the check down, hit the shallow cross, take what the defense gives you, he's going to grow a lot. And I just feel like that's probably the only part of his game. And all young quarterbacks struggle with always trying to make the big play, struggle getting out of the pocket and delivering the ball. But once he figure out, hey, at this point, I should have run it. At this point, no, I can still make the throw. That's when you're going to see a huge difference in his success on the field.
Riedel, final Florida question. Not many ever did it better than you did at the wide receiver position there in Gainesville. And there's 3 youngsters this year, true freshmen. You got Vernell Brown the third. You got Nashawn Montgomery. You got Dallas Wilson. There actually are a couple of more guys, but those are the 3 I want to pinpoint. How challenging is it to go from the guy your senior year of high school? I mean, those guys were darn near unstoppable last year at their high schools, to now being a freshman in the SEC. That's got to be a big-time change for those guys this year, correct?
Oh, yeah, because, it's only one ball. And now you're going to college where, like you said, every guy in that room was the best player on their team, which that's what made great football teams, the competition amongst yourself. If you go out and you compete every day of the week against, the best players in the country, and you go play someone else, it's not that difficult. And that was, our mindset when I was at Florida with Coach Spurrier. Shoot, you're like, our practice is going to be hard in the game, so I need y'all to really focus in on practice. So that's why we practice hard. And as they say, iron sharpens iron, or whatever the saying is. That is the key. And with all these young men coming in with all the accolades from high school, which, hey, you leave there. I don't care what you did in high school, because now you're playing on Saturday. What are you able to produce? And, I think Napier and Billy G is going to do a good job of bringing them in slowly, but putting them in a position to be successful. Brown is a catch and run kid, hard to tackle. Montgomery more big body. He can stretch the field, even do more intermediate routes. And, Dallas can do it all. So to get them going and get them settled quick, hey, just run some route combinations, run stuff that they comfortable in running, let them touch the ball, and then their confidence shoot up quicker.
Final moments with former Gator All-American wide receiver Riedel Anthony. Riedel, in the time we have left here in Jacksonville, we got quite the specimen for the Jaguars, and his name is Travis Hunter, the Heisman Trophy winner. He's going to play both sides of the ball, and he's serious about that. The Jaguars are serious about it. He's going to have apparently major roles at both wide receiver and defensive back. Now, you yourself were a terrific athlete in college. You don't be an All-American if you're not a terrific athlete. But can you imagine in the NFL a full workload at both wide receiver and defensive back? How is Travis Hunter going to do this?
Hey, that's a great question. They decide what side he gonna start on first? That's the question.
I think wide receiver. He's listed as a starter at wide receiver, and he's listed as a second string defensive back right now.
Okay. So, yeah, you can make that work. I mean, if you're going to start at receiver, then if you want to play him at some DB, he could be a nickelback, and that just, third and fourth downs or second and long. So he won't get too many plays on defense. But from looking at the young man, he's a freak. Like, it seems like he don't never get tired. He can run for days, and he got plenty of energy. As long as he's not hurting the team, I say let him go at it. Let him do it. And just play him, at nickel. Put him inside where he just covering a tight end or a slot receiver. And then, see how that goes. But I don't see, him playing 4 quarters at receiver and even 2 quarters at an outside cornerback position. That's a lot. That's a whole lot to ask of somebody, because it ain't just the physical part. It's, he got to know where to line up. He got to know if the receiver line up a certain way. So it ain't just the physical part. Just mentally, it would be a grind for him.
In your prime at Florida, 96, or your rookie year with Tampa, 97, I mean, back when you were in the best shape of your life, could you have done that? Could you have done wide receiver and DB?
Yeah. But like I say, I just was a cover corner. I wasn't trying to hit nobody now. You put me in man to man, they'll tell you, man to man, I was shut down. But, hey, all that coming up in cover 2 and supporting the run, that's when I drew the line. I'm like, hey, I cover. I'm not with all that tackling. But, yeah, especially like I say, if you just kind of do nickel, dime, and you just come there and you guard a guy for 1 or 2 plays, and then you remove yourself because, here in Tampa, we ran the ball 69% of the time. So it wasn't like I would run a lot of routes. So I just was blocking or cut blocking. So it wasn't that much energy being used during, that time of the game. So, but I think he can do it, especially, you just put him in there on third down, or worry about first and second down. And, at wide receiver, how much they going to throw it to him. So, there's so many different ways to look at it.
It'll be fascinating to see, no question about it. Riedel Anthony was an All-American at the University of Florida, went on to have a 6-year NFL career as well. Riedel, appreciate the time. Thank you as always. Let's talk again soon, pal.
No problem. Thanks for having me on.
And thank you, too, former Florida Gator All-American wide receiver Riedel Anthony, for joining me tonight here on Hacker After Dark. What a pleasure it was to catch up with Riedel, one of the best wide receivers to ever play at the University of Florida. And to think that they had him and Ike Hilliard and Jaquez Green and Fred Taylor and Danny Warfel all on that same offense. Good grief. No wonder they won the national championship there in 1996. I really enjoyed that conversation, talking not only about Florida, but getting Riedel's thoughts on Travis Hunter as he's trying to do the wide receiver and the defensive back thing. He did it today in practice. He was wearing an offensive jersey during one of the team periods. In that very same period, he went to the sideline, got a defensive jersey, threw it over himself, and went right back out there on the defensive side of the ball during the same drill. I've never seen anything like it. We knew it was going to happen, but just seeing it for the first time Pretty wild, man. Pretty wild. So it was a good day down at the Miller Electric Center. I'll be back down there tomorrow as the Jaguars will once again be holding another padded practice there on Wednesday morning. Well, that will just about do it, man. It has been a very busy Tuesday night edition of Hacker After Dark. We certainly appreciate you guys hanging out with us here on 1010XL and on 92.5 FM. We have a ton of people to thank. Again, former Gator, All-American tight end, wide receiver, Riedel Anthony. Really appreciate Riedel for joining us tonight here on Hacker After Dark. Thank you to a couple of Jaguars, our training camp one-on-ones with wide receiver Joshua Cifphus and with rookie running back Laquent Allen Jr. Happy birthday, by the way, to Laquent Allen Jr. He joined me back in hour number 1 as we played that conversation that we did this morning after practice. One of the bright spots, I've enjoyed watching him play, and he's one of the guys I'm certainly going to have my eye on Saturday night against Pittsburgh. And it was a real pleasure to have almost 100 years of football coaching experience joining me tonight. 49 years for the head coach, Dave Campo. 50 years for Coach Mark Duffner. You heard both of their opinions on what's going on with Jaguar training camp, their thoughts on Saturday night heading into the Steeler preseason game. That was awesome for me, and I hope you enjoyed both of those conversations. Now, we will be back again tomorrow night on a Wednesday, and we will do it all over again beginning at 8 o'clock. Dylan Denmark was your producer tonight. Dylan, great job as always. I am the hacker, Ryan Green. And again, Jacksonville, thank you for spending part of your Tuesday evening with us right here on Hacker After Dark, on 1010XL, and on 92.5 FM. So for